Hey, back already? Can you imagine it? More free stuff? Welcome to another episode of Homebrew Hangout, a show so good because we just make shit up as we go along. Whether it's a brand spanking new spell, a beautiful suit of armor, or a magic sword that doubles as a sick deck, this is the place where we can experiment with all kinds of new stuff that you can add to your games. And oh boy, do I have a sweet treat for you guys this time. Brought to us from the ye old YMBA confectionery and baked to perfection by our very own Noble. Please go show some love. This subclass is for any player who puts the can in candy. You see, anyone can cook, but bakers are a completely different breed. Some say baking is less of an art and more of a science. But a few passionate patissiers reach a level of perfection that can only be considered witchcraft. And these brilliant bastions to the beauty of baking pour their heart, soul, and the weave itself into a perfect pie. This is, drumroll please, the Sugarmancer. The Sugarmancer is a wizard who specializes in turning spells into sucrose. And after memorizing every page of the baking bible and binge-watching 15 seasons of Great British Bake Off, there's no one better equipped to put some yum-yum in your tum-tum.
Oh, would you like some of this on your that?
You see, while the other schools of wizardry have you focusing on how many goblins you can incinerate or how to turn a dragon into a toilet, your humble hash slinger supports their friends with a hot plate of cookies, the best ingredients, and a belly full of love. But first, are you tired of every game of D&D getting just a little too serious? Have you ever wanted your next adventure to take place on a space frisbee carried on some elephants surfing on the back of a giant turtle? Well, welcome to Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork. Set in a distant and second-hand set of dimensions in an astral plane that was never meant to fly, and inspired by the novels of Terry Pratchett. Go on wacky adventures through realities and experience the chaos of Discworld firsthand with a brand new RPG system based around silly or brutal consequences and sheer dumb luck, as one of 5 pre-made characters like the zombie detective, the lovable troll raised by humans, or the irascible dwarf constable. This project is the result of years of dedication from the design team over at Modifius, who worked tirelessly to bring the spirit of these classic fantasy novels to life. But the only way to make sure you get your hands on Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork, is over at Kickstarter right now. So make sure to hit that link below before the time runs out to get your copy today, and tell them YMBA sent you. A big thanks to the Modifius team for bringing us Discworld, Adventures in Ankh-Morpork, and for sponsoring the show. But now, back to the video. So you want to learn from the many Willy Wonka wizards that came before you and cram your favorite recipes into the pages of your spellbook. But making excellent eclairs, marvelous macaroons, or a delicious Danish means learning from the best. So second level sends us to Magical Culinary School of Sugarmancer. That'll mean you pick up a set of cook's utensils which you are now proficient with, as well as the survival skill for free. But because your wizardy brain is always in overdrive when it comes to the best bakes, you can substitute your intelligence modifier for both of these checks and rely on your cranium when caramelizing a carrot. But anyway, you wouldn't be able to put the F in chef without giving your party what they need. Get it? Because you need bread. Anyway, so when they start feeling peckish, we'll help them out with a summoned pastry. A number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, you can grab a tasty pastry right out of thin air as a bonus action, and this sweet treat gives an ally that eats it 5 plus your intelligence modifier and temporary hit points for an hour. It's not often that a wizard gets to help the party in this way. Healing and HP are usually reserved for clerics or druids, but this gives you additional options to make a more robust group, especially right before a big fight. And lucky for us, you can summon these pastries one after another as long as you spend the bonus action. A great buff for a sweet-toothed barbarian who can't help but headbutt every villain they come across, or the warlock whose pact makes them crave some good old chocolate.
Chocolate? Chocolate! Chocolate! Chocolate!
At level 6, you learn to bake by the book, giving you expertise in cooking utensils, so even your worst experimental bakes are still pretty damn good, and letting you choose 2 extra additional spells from any list, as long as those spells come from the Conjuration or Transmutation schools of magic, gaining 2 additional spells at levels 10 and 14. Your study of endless recipes gives you extra insight and plenty of inspiration, and this means grabbing every baking recipe book you can find just to see if you can make your banana bread a little bit loafier.
Dude, I got some fucking banana bread at work today, dude. Hell yeah.
So pick up obvious conjuration spells like create food and water, or I guess create desserts and chocolate milk. is the perfect transmutation spell for a party member on a sugar high, or you can conjure beasts all shaped out of bread loaves. Later on, grab Hero's Feast, one of the straight up best spells in the game, creating a mountain of candies that 12 creatures can chow down on, and gives them immunity from being frightened or poisoned, as well as advantage on all wisdom saves and extra hit points to boot. Or grab Magnificent Mansion for the sickest portable bakery in town, or hell, summon Fiend to make a devil out of the most evil baked goods you can think of. Like, fruitcake. Ugh. At level 10, we grab the Baker's Half Dozen, a huge upgrade to our summon pastry ability, allowing you to create 6 treats instead of just 1 every time you summon. Now, not only can you be the most popular person at work with an endless supply of hot donuts, your party will always be full with 10 plus your intelligence modifier and temporary hit points, as well as the effects of the Bless spell for 1 hour. Bless is a spell pretty much on every cleric's list because it's just so damn useful to the party, letting them add a d4 to attacks and saves for the duration. So getting it for an entire hour will make suffering through a grueling dungeon crawl much more manageable and let the cleric save a few spell slots, which is great. Damn, that is a good donut. And we'll wrap up this Master Baker by folding in one last ability. Cause you fold stuff as a bake, you get it. I know baking, I watch the show.
Started making it, had a breakdown. Bon appetit.
Now, as a bonus action, you can unleash your sugary scholasticism to everyone around you. Once per day, you can create an illusory wonderland of sweet treats centered on yourself and spread out for 150 feet. This area is under the effects of the spell Hallucinatory Terrain, but only lasts for a minute. However, you wouldn't be the king or queen of Candyland without your friends by your side. So in addition to you getting the satisfaction of teleporting an evil Lynch into a scene from Shark Boy and Lava Girl, you and your allies within the 150-foot radius gain a +3 to AC resistance to spell damage and other magical effects, and any creature you choose can add your intelligence modifier to the attack and damage of attack rolls. Hot damn, that's nasty. But when running into world-ending fights, I can't get over how funny it is to send bad guys floating down a chocolate river. Hopefully there's no little orange guys who like to sing songs about children potentially drowning. But remember, you only get this ability once per day, so save the recipe in the back of your book and make sure you only break it out when you find yourself in some whiskey business. So that's the Sugarmancer, and I gotta say, I love what we got here. A lot of wizards, no matter which school, seem to fall into a similar hole in the party and end up kind of feeling like the guy who's just always hitting the fireball button. But the Sugarmancer is different. A wizard who focuses on buffing allies is a great addition, giving you plenty of flexibility both in build variety and all-around utility. And I just love the idea of baking to buff your bros. But the best thing is the Sugarmancer is just fun, and that's what we're here for anyway. The endless flavor you can add onto spells to make them more baking themed, the ease in which you can enhance your team, and your adventures in Candyland ability is just too cool for school. I'd like to hand it to Noble for coming up with the Sugarmancer. Please go congratulate them over on the Discord server, you know they deserve it. But if you too want to submit a concept for Homebrew Hangout, please be sure to do that over in the Homebrew section of the YMBA Discord server. We've been hitting a ton of subclasses lately, but any idea to improve this game is welcome. Don't be shy, even if it's super weird. I recently just added like 80 weapons back into D&D. I challenge you to beat me in a game of stupid nuance. But it's about time for me to hit the old dusty trail, or tasty trail. There's a pun in there probably, you guys can find it. If you like what I do and want to support the show, you can join these fine folks right here on screen and become a patron for just $1, with top-tiered patrons getting games DM'd by me. So Tedsy, Sorasid, King Osiris, Miles Yards, and Spider Lover, you guys are the best, and we'll be playing again pretty soon. To everyone else, I mean it about the Discord, we're popping off over there, so I hope you come and check it out. But guys, until next time, I hope you're doing well, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you very soon.